Hey guys, it's Vanity. As we're covering Vanguard as the Vanity weekly review. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and subscribe. This time we're covering more reveals from DZ Set 5. God, DZ Set 5 really was the set where I think all of us were only expecting Odium, maybe Sybil, and then we all just got rushed with the reveals of new Ezel, new Sybil, or at least the Varga evolve, and then possibly an actual Sybil unit, followed by, of course, the evolution of Levy Dross. And then now I'll keep that next part under my chest just in case. But either way, let's get the start, shall we see what we got. I love how this gets released a week before my birthday, and now I think about it, Ezel might get revealed on my birthday. Bushy, if you can, just if you can, because I really want this one. Either way, let's get the start, shall we see what we got. First today, we have Elegance Shining in the Night, Amare, so great 275k shield, 10k base, all one placed on rearguard circle, bot deck a Peltra in your drop zone, and this unit gets 5 of the power for the turn. Okay, Peltra's all around a very interesting deck. For those that don't know, Peltra was pretty much the original Highlander build for Lyrica Monstero that I kind of want to try again just because I've seen she's gotten a lot of support recently, and I used to really like her a lot, so well, who knows, but anyway, being able to bounce, or not bounce, but bot deck a Peltra who can superior ride and get more targets back as part of thoughts. So not a bad 2 of or 3 of, just again because of Highlander deck. Then we have our appearance check Tanner, so grade 1 boost, 5 Kashodik, hit base. Auto drop zone when your grade 3 Vanguard with Peltra in the card name is placed during your turn, whether it's during battle phase or main phase. Energy blast 3, call this card to back or rearguard circle. I don't say main phase, ride phase. This card would be so much better if she didn't just say call to back row, but you know what is what is. She can call herself. You can get a restanding booster with a Vanguard Superior Ride, so it's not bad. If only she didn't cost a total of 3 energy, so we could have the generic Lyrica Monstero card consistently. But hey, is what it is. She's a nice 2 over 3 of, because again, Highlander deck. Then we have El Dilemma. I truly believe Bushy might feel like Vanguard is dying, and the only reason I say that is because this set, almost every single deck has gotten support. El Dilemma got support. This deck got support. I don't know why this one got support, and this one did too, but whatever. What's it called? The DZ set start bosses got support, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they got support this set. Followed by, like, Flagberg randomly got 2 cards. Like, a lot of decks randomly got 2 cards. I feel like Bushy's trying to make a statement here. Either way, Jumbo Crusher, grade 2 and stuff, 5 Kishio, 10k base, auto rear guns, 2 attacks, and anything. If you have a grade 3 grade of Vanguard, El Dilemma, and your order zone has 3 or more different set orders, CB1 Energy Blast 3 to draw a card and get some of the power for that turn. If you have 5 or more different set orders, this unit gets a crit as well. So, cool. It's a simple CB and Energy Blast 3 to be a 20k plus a draw, and not to mention that if you do have the 5 or more, it's crit pressure that isn't once per turn. So after El Dilemma does his thing, if you still have 5 or more set orders, you can use this skill more and more. So all around, pretty solid card, not to mention the fact that this ability stacks, so if you end up doing it more than once, it's going to be a 30k triple crit. So Jumbo Crusher is a very solid grade 2, and even if you don't, again, like even if you just restand it after you've already gotten the 10k to crit, well, he will have that 10k to crit for the turn. So honestly, very good support card for El Dilemma. At this point, the only thing that's missing is just an actual ride line, and then they're good to go. So 3 over 4 of. Actually, why am I saying 3 over 4? 4 of. Then we have Thunder Kaiju Morfurashi. There is one thing away from making this card busted and working really well with this. Great on boost, 5 Kishode, AK base, at rear guard, your Vanguards are grade 3 good, and Dilemma. Retire this unit, reveal top 3 that are, sorry, not reveal top 3, reveal 3 set orders from with different card names from your hand, or more set orders, reveal 3 or more, and put all the set orders revealed for this cost into your order zone. If you put a card, draw a card. So basically, you get to replace at least one of the cards you're putting into your zone, but here's the important part. That is just a free 3 set order. This doesn't require the opponent to be at grade 3, and more importantly, this pretty much guarantees this ability on its own hitting its at least halfway mark with the 10k. But on top of that, the only thing that's making this card not busted as all hell, which it already is really good, is this being an act. This was an auto ability. Christ, to be more specific, an on-attack auto ability. Christ the Lord on a stick, this thing would be busted. But hey, being able to still get you 3 free set orders is, with like no CB, no Soul Blast, no Energy Blast, whatever the hell, is amazing. And like I said, the only thing missing from El Dilemma now is an actual ride line. Like, I think they have a lot of good support going into this, and they just need a ride line to finish it off, so 4 of. And we have Summit Flare Dragon, so our grade 1 with boost 5k shield, AK base, the Dragon Empire G card. I am not going to go over this card because all of them have the exact same skill. The only thing for the extra 5k shield that this one requires is that you have 4 more cards to drop zone. Wait, all of them require that. Never mind, I'm not going to go over this card at all. If you want to go over it, go watch the previous video because they all have the exact same skill, word for word verbatim. Then we have some Support cards for El Equilibrium, where I've already recorded the deck profile for this one, and I already kind of talked a little bit about this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now since this video debuts before that one. Great turn set 5, shield 10, get base, continuous guard circle. If you have 3 or more rear guards with the overcharge abilities, you can get 10,000 shield. Okay, that ability I don't mind. You will have a lot of cards with overcharge on your board, so 15k shield is nice. This is the part I hate. Overcharge, continuous rear guard. This unit was chosen by the ability of the Equilibrium Vanguard. It gets 10,000 power. Why do almost all of those cards have the exact same skill verbatim? This has it. The grade 1 that draws and soul charts has it. The next card we're going to go over has it. Or maybe not the next card, like the card direct. Yeah, not the next card, but the card after this one has it. The grade 1 of the ride line has it. To some extent, the grade 1 countercharger has it. In fact, the only thing that makes a difference is the fact that it can countercharge, but it still basically does the exact same thing. And then, of course, the only difference is the grade 3, the 2 grade 3s that we have, this and the other one. And then what's it called? 3 standing grade 2 shot hull. Those are the only the only 3 units that don't have this exact same effect. I don't mind them getting 10k. That's fine. It's a good boost because the Vanguard already gives them an extra 5 on top of it. What I care is the fact that all of them have almost the exact same skill verbatim. Not almost all of them, almost all of the units have the exact same skill verbatim. It makes the deck kind of boring in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. It's a good defensive card, so 4 over 3 of. Then we have Abashur Gavetter Dragon. Grade 3 tonight, 13k base. All of them placed on rear guard circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Equilibrium's card name, choose up to 1 card other than any trigger from your drop zone, bot deck, and if you put a grade 3 or greater CB1, draw a card. Okay, cool. So bot decks you literally any card you want, and then if you did put a grade 3 or greater back, you get a free draw. And then overcharge, I think about this unit attacked if it was chosen by the ability of a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Equilibrium in the card name, shove this card to soul, choose one music, get 5,000 power for the turn. Okay, cool. It can get 5,000 power to a rear guard. The only downside is compared to these other ones, it doesn't get power beforehand. But hey, you know what? It's at least unique and is not getting the standard 10k, and it does get you soul, which is helpful in a deck where the main Vanguard soul blasts 2 every turn, and it does give someone else more numbers as well. So it's not a bad tech option if you want to run as a 3 of. Then we have Drag Ritter Parida, who I have a loathing hate against because I put her in my deck to get me more set orders, or not set orders, to get me more of this card, and then it technically worked because I do draw this order more often now. I just don't draw from her skill. Great turn, 5k shield, 10k base, auto place on rear guard circle from hand, check top 7, you up to 1 card that either has the overcharge ability from a different card name from this unit, or up to 1 to equilibrize the skills of the world from your money number reveal, put your hand, shuffle your deck. If you reveal the card, choose a card from hand, shuffle the soul. Okay, cool. It's either a way to get more overcharge units that you can then combo with Equilibrium skill, or it gets you the order, which is going to call rear guards. And if you get either or, you get a free soul, which very much makes it so that you can now use Echo's skill. And then the overcharge is the standard plus 10,000 power. So this all around is a very good card, and the reason why I said I don't like her is because literally after I shoved her into my deck, I did start drawing the order more consistently. Typically, I'd only see 2 per game. 1 is up in hand, 1 either gets soul charge or sent to damage zone. That's pretty much it. If I was lucky, I would see a second one, but again, that second one would either go to soul or go to damage zone. So I'd only ever get to play 1 per game. Now I draw all 4 of them consistently, and at least 2 of them go to hand. Some games 3 go to hand, and 1 game there was all 4 that went to hand, except in none of them I hit off of this. I will never somehow hit the order off of this, but is what is. At least she did her job and increased my consistency of seeing the order, even if she doesn't do it the way she was intended to. 3 over 4 Peridia, she gets you the cards you need, and she gets you soul at it. Then we have Deep Lance Metis, so a grade 2 unit 5k shield, 10k base, a promo card, so auto when placed on rear guard circle other than by a unit card's ability. If you played a normal order this turn, so it can be called by an order ability, say for example Spiritual Body Condensation. Soul boss 1, check top 5, so to 1 card, the grade listing, go to your Vanguard from them, call to rear guard if it's a unit, and put your hand if it's an order, shuffle the deck, specifically a normal order if it's a blitz order FU. And then auto rear guard, then attacks on anything. If your unit was placed from rear guard from drop this turn, it doesn't matter if it's itself or someone else. Energy Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's rear guards to the end of your opponent's deck's turn. That unit cannot intercept, it cannot stand during the stamp phase. Any of your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater. This unit can sense 5 of the power for the battle. Okay, cool. It's a paralysis unit. It's not bad. I wish we would. That's a strong term of phrase. I was about to say I wish we would get an actual Mega Colony line in, D. And then I was like, no, I don't. I really don't wish that. So 2 over 3 of. It's not bad. Could be better, but I mean, hey, it's a generic card to take that as you will. Then we have Stellan Boy Chimera. I like how Almagestro support now is just like 95% Chimera, and then every now and again it's just like a random like Demon Girl, but most of the time it's just Chimera units. Great turns at 5k shield, 10k base. Also to be more specific, half of Almagestro support now is combined with Evil Eye. Like Evil Eye gets like 1 support card every few sets. Like if we look back since DZ started, they get like 1 support card every few sets, and typically it's the Almagestro support because Almagestro will actually get more support cards overall for some some reason. But anyways, Stone Boy Chimera, great turn, 5k shield, 10k base. This thing's wings are beautiful as all hell. Auto placed on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard, I'm just on the card name. Choose a card from your drop zone. You may shove it to soul. And if your Vanguards are great through your guard, and you did put a trigger to soul from this effect, get 5,000 power. Nice that's not a mandatory soul charge, but I mean, you're not going to get the 5k if you don't send a trigger to soul. But it's nice that it's any trigger. It doesn't have to be specifically a crit. And then auto rearguard. This unit stands by the card ability of your Vanguard with the trail in its card name. If your bind zone has 4 more critical triggers in it, this unit gets +1 crit for the turn. Okay. So the downside to losing 4 crits is that you've lost half of your crits since the most crits you're allowed to run in a deck is 4. On the upside, this thing's going to have double crit and be a restander. 4 of. Don't even need to explain why. Then we have Gatling Chimera, and my point is still proven. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, again, beautiful wings. Auto rearguard, then by this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard, Magistral, or Evil Eye on the card name. Oh, look at that. What did I just effing say? Half of the Evil Eye support is just Almagestar support. Counter Blast 1, check top 7, choose up to 1 card choose up to 1 crazy card like all this piece, reveal, put your hand shuffle deck. Okay, this does work for Almagestar because they do have like Baiko, and if you're playing my deck, you also have OG Estrella while also having the mask. But I feel like this is more of an Evil Eye support because you know the deck literally dies if it doesn't go into Amina Guruzio mask, while at least Estrella can kind of carry its own weight while just on regular. But I mean, is what it is. 3 over 4 of, depending on what deck you're running this is. Then we have Solid Edge Dragon. I didn't know Grandeur was supposed to retire rear guards. Great turn, 5k shield, 10k base, auto from a rear guard circle once per turn. When your great 3-grade Vanguard with grind, the card name stands by your card's ability, it gets 5,000 power. This unit, not the Vanguard. This unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. Then by counterblasting 1, this unit gets 10,000 until end of the turn. Or what? Instead of getting, it gets 10,000 instead of the 5k, and it retire one of your opponent's rear guards. So either it gets 5,000 power normally, plus the drag resonance Orsos at 25, or you CB1, it gets plus 20 overall, 10k from the order, 10k from itself, and then you kill an opponent's rear guard. Not a bad grade 2 overall for support, very good for number beatdown and rear guard killing, so 3 over 4. Then we have Fierce Attack Dragon ELO Launcher, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, continues rear guard during turn. If you have a unit with Armdra on its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power, continues guard circle. If you have a unit with Grind on this card name, it gets 5,000 shield. Okay, 13k base, 10k shield, not bad. Apparently Grandeur turned into a faded one because every faded one has a card with the exact same skill as this, but hey, is what it is. I like how it's literally though just a raptor with a bunch of guns coming out of it. They're truly reviving Takikaze. And now if only they would just spawn a marquee an actual Radline, so 4 of. Then we have Knight of Breakthrough Rude Wall. Like I said, Bushy seems to be reviving a lot of decks because Youthberg randomly is getting support. Now, if we get a Leonore card in this set, I'm calling it. Bushy sees the end coming because there's no way they would support a bunch of decks randomly like this. Grade 2 instead 5k shield, 10k base, auto and discard from your hand during your ride phase or main phase. If you have a grade 2 or greater Vanguard losing the card name, Energy Blast 3 calls card to rear guard circle. I like how they're finally addressing the elephant in the room because none of Youth's actual support cards that were targeted towards Youth specifically never used Youth's on discard effect for the top 3 surge. They only ever focus on the Revolve Just ability, and only generic cards like Wayward Therapy would actually benefit from the discard ability, so Youth finally getting support for that second ability that no one would ever use. And then auto when placed on rear guard circle, choose up to 1 card of Youthberg's card name from either your drop zone or face up in your damage zone, shove it to soul. That ability is so incredibly good because if you damage check your pieces, you can now yeet them into soul, and then if you put a card from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone, presumably face up because it doesn't specify. All around pretty solid. That is a way to, again, get more soul cards in there without any downside to it. It literally can superior call itself after using Youth skill to either search cards or get more rear guards. This is an amazing Youthberg support card, 3 over 4 of. And we actually maybe 3 of because of spacing, because you do have to require all the grade 3s and then full blast and then all the other support cards. Then we have Major Battle Formations, Beldias. This thing's amazing looking. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Yeah, I was about to say 6k base, 8k base. Auto and placed on guard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Youth in the card name, this unit gets 5,000 shield for the battle. If you have 3 or more cards with Revolve Just in their card names, presumably in your soul, because for some reason this text doesn't specify, Energy Blast 3 gets 15k instead. Okay, not bad. Good for Guardian power, but a lot of Youthberg cards I feel like can kind of get through with the shield value, but I mean, hey, you know, it's an extra Energy Blast 3, so 2 over 3 of.
And let's go ahead and get our final reveals done and dusted for the day. First up, we have Waving Conjugate Glitcho Power Center, Grid on Boost, 5k shield, 8k base, literally the exact same thing as everyone else, with the generic anti-G guard card, and was put on guard circle as long as your order or drop zone has any set order in it. Wow, the entirety of Brancate right here. Free 5k shield and the, you know, the extra benefits, so not gonna go over this more than that, and it's a 3 over 4 if you want to run it. Then we have Deep Depths Reincarnator Ligus, so these are the new support cards for Levy draws. Great on boost, like I showed, AK base. Is really weird because right before I went to sleep last night, I legitimately thought of this card existing, like this exact same artwork, this exact same skill, and when I wake up, the first thing I see is this thing. Anyways, auto rearguard once per turn when this unit attacks or boost. If this unit is on a rearguard circle with a marker on it, soul charge 1, it gets 2,000 power for the battle. I like how it doesn't necessarily have to be a Levy draws card. It can be used with Dragon Tree, which is something I was also thinking about last night, but whatever, either way, it's a free soul charge, it's a 10k booster or swinger, and with the Dragon Tree marker, it's a 15k, and with Levy draws, it's a 20k, so all around, not a very bad grade 1 at all, very good card to have, so it's a 3 of a 4 of. Then we have Murky Balbatter, who, with how Destined King works, I'm not against, but I'm still not for. Grade 3 200 persona, 13k base, auto rearguard once per turn at the end of battle this unit attacked. If you have a grade 3 rearguard Vanguard, Levy draws in the card name, counterboss 1, or remove an Infinity as marker to draw a card and choose one of your rearguards, give it 5,000 power for the turn. Okay, it eats into the CB, but if you want to remove a marker instead, this is a way to get hand cards and get 5,000 power. And I did talk about before how a 3D chess thing you could do with Levy Dross is minus the power of your own unit with the markers in case you wanted to CB stall your opponent but still get on attack effects off. So it's not bad, it's just not ideal. So it's a possible 2 of, maybe a 3 of, but I'm just not for the fact that you either remove a marker or have to CB one for it. And then we have Inquisitive Squirrel. God, I love these things. Wings. Great on boost, fat Kishode, AK base. Auto rearguard once per turn at the end of this unit boosted. Soul boss 1. Move this card to an open back or rearguard circle. And if you moved it to a rearguard circle with an Infinity Eyes marker, soul or stand this unit, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. So basically either an extra booster or an extra back row attacker that can be busted up by Foxtail, so you're not really losing out on boosters when you do like your 4 to 5 multi-attack thing a turn. All around, Squirrel is a very solid rearguard. The only downside is it has to go specifically to an open rearguard circle, but hey, that's where like murdering your own things is going to be really useful, and why our next grade 2 is going, or why our next grade 3 is going to be incredibly powerful. So honestly, Squirrel is like Danny Maru, where I will try to fit this into anything just because I like how it looks and I like its skills. So you know, this is a 4 for me. Then we have Knight of Formality Charma, who by default is going to be a 4 because I don't think Levy Dross itself can actually pull this thing skill off consistently without using this. Grade 3 to 10%, 13k base. Act drops on it. There are 3 or more Infinity Eyes markers, and you do not have a rearguard the same card name as this card. Soul boss 1 and call this card to rearguard circle. Cool. Doesn't matter where the Infinity Eyes markers are on the board as long as they all belong to you. So being able to superior call this thing is great. And auto rearguard when this attacks on anything, if you have an Infinity Eyes marker in the same column as this unit, retire another rearguard, give it 10,000 power, and you at the end of the battle retire this unit to draw a card. Okay, basically kills a column, is a 23k swinger, technically a 33k swinger if the marker's on its circle and you get to draw a card. On Charmant is not a bad grade 3 at all. I am half tempted now to get rid of the order because I feel like I'm going to have a guarding problem with the way I plan to build this deck, but you know what, we'll see. And finally we have the Destined King of Infinity, Levy Dross and Piero. So I think a lot of us were worried when we saw the fact that it was a superior, or that it did personalize off of OG Levy Dross, but thankfully it can be written normally. You can ride this from the grade 2 straight up if you so wished. Grade 3 to personalize 13k base, Continuous Vanguard is also regarded as Destined 1 of Infinity Levy Dross. Okay, the one card that specifies it is called a different unit, and yet for some reason this is the one deck that doesn't have specific name support. But ignoring that, during your turn it gets 5k for each OG Levy Dross in the soul and all their divine skills at that. So pretty solid that it can copy divine skills, and not to mention the fact that it gets 5k per copy. Sadly it doesn't count itself. And then active Vanguard once per turn, counterboss 1, put a hand card to soul. I really love how the fact that they have 2 cards with alternate costs, like this one's either CB1 or just send a hand card to soul. To choose any 2 of any player's rearguard, shove Infinity Eyes markers onto them, and you have a grade 3 or greater Levy Drossen's card name. If you put a grade 3 or greater Levy Dross into your soul for those costs, you get 3 instead of 2. So it's honestly an alternate nice ride to Levy Dross, to where maybe you won't be able to proc off the divine skill until you get a Levy Dross in soul, but you will consistently be able to get soul cards because of his skill without using CB or Soul Blast to actually do it, but B, you can still get the same amount of markers you would get otherwise, except you can put them onto your field and get more power out of it. All around, that's a very good ability for generic swapping. And then he has the exact same skill with Levy Drops when it comes to the Auto Vanguard. When a unit with the Infinity as a marker either attacks or boosts, you may have it gain 10,000 power or lose 10,000 power for the battle. If your opponent's unit's lost 10,000 power, you can remove the Infinity as marker to draw a card. All around, pretty solid. Levy Draws and Pyro, I'm honestly really hyped for. I was really worried that it was going to have to be specifically ride from Destin 1 of Infinity Levy Draws, so now I have to decide, do I want this to be my main deck grade 3, or do I want this to be the right deck grade 3? Because it could very much function as a right deck grade 3. So I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join for Twitch, and I'll see you all then, because I have to go edit a video. I have to go make a video with this unit, and I have to go decide how I want to build this deck, because a lot of things are about to change. See you all in the next one. Send up your Vanguards.